Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, good. So I was connecting to your audio.
Take a second.
Yeah. All right. So,
Brian, is it Leyva?
Yep, Leyva.
Okay, cool, man. So, I know I looked at your Facebook and stuff. So you're into the mental health.
Yeah, that's a lot of what I do is, so actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So I use,
Raider Squid, right?
yeah, I use Raider Squid to promote it. I mean, obviously I'm a Raider fan, so
Obviously, yeah.
yeah, just a little bit of Raider fan, but
Yeah.
take that as a outlet to communicate mental health and the importance of it.
Cool.
so that's what we're gonna really touch on is the mental health part of it and why you're so passionate about that. And then, of course, we'll ask you to introduce yourself, go through your service, and then that's
it. Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
good.
mental health is a big, vast.
Yeah, I know
topic.
you guys had CMC Gonzalez on not too long ago.
Yeah. I had JJ on back in when was that? May?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in May, we had JJ on, and yeah, he's real good. And we done some mental health episodes with a couple of them. So yeah, man, it's important, especially for active duty. It's real important.
Yeah, it's definitely something where, I mean,
yeah,
we'll get into it.
Yep. Sounds good, man. So I'm ready when y'all are.
All right, so I'm going to count us down. We'll go through our little intro and then we'll cue you in. Sound good?
All right.
And disclaimer, don't forget about disclaimer.
Oh, the disclaimer, yeah.
Cool.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to E14 Podcast. I'm Jamie Britt.
And I'm Heath Britt.
And together we are E14. Before we get started, let me put out our disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of our own and not the United States Navy or our respective commands.
So take it or leave it.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, welcome everybody. We got with us Brian Leyva. Tell us a little about yourself, Brian.
So I'm a Y1 here at PSNS MF at Everett Everett, Washington. Been in for 13 years. Getting ready to hopefully move to Lemoore, but we'll see.
Cool, man. So you said you're in Everett now, right? And
I am.
You're trying to get to Lemoore?
I mean, I got verbals to Lemoore, so whenever.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Staying on the West Coast.
That's not bad, man. Lemoore's all right,
Yeah.
especially you be with the squadron, right?
Yeah, I'm going to squadron 137, hopefully. So
cool, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man, kind of what you're into.
So my big thing is, yes, I mean, I'm kind of passionate about helping people in general before life really. So it started, let me just get into it. Like I said, it started at 16 when my best friend passed away. That was kind of my like, oh damn, this life thing isn't easy. And then it kind of just evolved where recently I was overseas, living in Naples, Italy. My friend's husband had passed away. I was at his house when I get a phone call at 2:00 in the morning, letting me know that my dad passed away from a suicide. Oh, wow. So yeah, it was one of those. I was already in recovery mode, trying to deal with the emotions and pain that came from my friend passing away.
Right.
And then I get the call that my dad hung himself. Like, yeah, it was definitely an eye-opening.
Yeah, I mean, event. Both of those events alone are enough to break a person, but to experience that together is got to be just unimaginable.
So, with your dad, how old were you when he passed away?
Say that again.
How old were you when your dad passed away?
What?
How old were you?
Oh, I mean, it was just literally like 2 years ago. So
oh wow, pretty recent.
Yeah, it was 2019. Yeah, it was absolutely like just still.
Yeah, I can't imagine. My dad passed away, but it was from natural causes, I guess, and that killed me. I couldn't imagine having to go through that knowing that he had committed suicide. That's gotta really jack with your head.
It absolutely did. I mean, I think when you go through something like that, your support system is everything. And my fiance, now wife, was absolutely, I mean, she's a wife. Like, she absolutely kept me sane. The people I work with were phenomenal, are phenomenal. not just military leaders, but just human beings in general.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
I was going to ask you how your command helped you go through that, since it was two, back-to-back events.
So the whole time, and I mean, I know mentioned it. I'm blessed. I'm extremely lucky. I worked with 6th Fleet CMC Gonzalez at the time, and I came to work because I didn't know what else to do. Being
Right.
a Navy single sailor at the time, like I came to work because that's where I know to go. So I came to work, try to go through the routine. I'm not saying that I messed things up, but I definitely was not obviously focused. I
Yeah.
couldn't be.
Yeah.
Understandably,
So leadership caught that, took away some of the responsibilities from me. I went through, and it was interesting for me to see that. So we tell people go to the chaplain, talk to the chaplain. So I did.
Right.
I went, knocked on his door, and he said he was busy. So I walked away. And it took CMC's phone call to go, hey, no, he needs to see you now. And interesting when we talk about people, and telling them when you're not in that right state of mind, we have to look out for each other. And I mean, that's what he did. Like, no, this is do it now.
Yeah.
So I did what I was supposed to. I went through the checks. I've obviously gone through the trainings and know to go see chaplain. And okay, cool. I walked away and yeah, the support system was amazing.
So the crazy thing about it is that you went right back to work, and most people would be like, who would go back to work?
Right.
But when you're away from your family, that's all you have is your work family or your shipmates, right? That's where you felt most comfortable, was at work.
I didn't want to be alone. I was already at my friend's house, and I mean, I was there to dog sit, so that was important to me. So, I mean, it was important for him to take care of his dog. But yeah, you're right. When you're overseas, and I know we talk about the importance of it, the family, and how we really do, we look out for each other. Like I said, overseas, there is no explaining this to people that I was never, and a big part of why my friend's passing hurt so much is I could never be alone during the holidays. My friend Devin, he made it a point, and I was lucky enough to station with him and his husband, Brian Riley. He's at MC1 in Virginia. I couldn't spend the holidays alone. It was, no, you're coming over to my house and we're eating dinner. Like, it was just us three. Okay. But the military family piece is massive for us. The sanity, the connection that you get with people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Los Angeles.
Okay.
So first generation, and I know it's extremely prideful. I'm first generation Mexican American, like knowing my parents struggle, both my mom and my dad, and what they went through to get here. And to put me in a place that I'm in now, I'm blessed. I'm extremely blessed.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, the sacrifices that they had to make just to get you where you are is amazing. And to be a first generation Mexican American is a big deal. And to join the military and all of that stuff, So I know you're making them proud. But if you go and take us back to the 2 years ago, where were you stationed at that time?
So I was at what is it? Naval Forces Europe, Naval Forces Africa / 6th Fleet, and Naples, Italy. So an amazing command. Like, was my first shore duty overseas. Was phenomenal. But the people there, I just ran into Commander Hostetter, one other working at the flag in the office, and it was just, I don't know, it's different. The connections that you make over there, I like it. I miss it.
Yeah, I think because nobody has their family over there. So, it's like everybody has to hold on to each other just to keep each other sane, because you're all overseas together. So that, I can understand how you can miss that camaraderie. It's a different level of tightness overseas, right?
It is. And when people talk about us being away, I mean, you get to see the importance of what we do on a global scale, being overseas from a different, it just gives you a different aspect of it. Where, I don't know, I like it, I miss it.
So at this point in your career, at the 2 years that you're at, or 2 years ago that you're at, two heavy hits on your psyche and your mental capabilities. You talked about not being able to do your work or concentrate on that. And then going to the chaplain. What other steps did you take towards recovery or getting through it?
Seeking counseling and then finding the right counseling, I think, was something that even now I know going back is important. And I need to, because I realized I still need to talk to somebody. But definitely our psychologist that I would go see, and I mean our chaplain was phenomenal. But definitely seeking mental health and making it a point to every month going to see them. And it was no questions asked by the chain of command. But so it's one big piece that I do push. And I mean, here at my command, I'm the suicide or one of the suicide prevention coordinators. So I make it a point to talk to people and letting them know, like, go seek it. And if you have issues seeking it, please let me know. I haven't ran into it. I really am lucky, and we're at a command that's very supportive of that. But I know the stigma can be a problem for some people, and I don't care. I have no issues talking to leadership, and I haven't seen it, so I don't want to go into the negative piece of it, but breaking the stigma of seeking help is important, because I mean, I lived it. I'm still living with it day to day. My wife has gone through her pieces with it and learning from her. So yeah, so counseling was massive for me. I mean, just the connection we have with people, try to understand the entire situation, knowing that we talk about the holidays, and yeah, that could be hard. But for me personally, February, March timeframe are difficult, because that's my friend's anniversary from his passing. Two of my friends' anniversary was passing and my dad's. So I expect that. And then you roll right into Father's Day. All time frames that I know, I just know it's going to suck. And it's fine. Like, I'll randomly be watching a show and I'll just start crying. And I'm okay with it. Like, okay, cool. I feel like crying.
We talk about it on the podcast a lot, how mental health, you can't see it. It's not like a broken bone.
Right.
And so when you tell someone, hey, this time of the month or this month in particular, or this date is difficult, they don't see it from their eyes, and they don't see you hurting or being,
no, it's the invisible enemy.
Yep.
Because nobody else can see it. You can't see it, you just know it because you feel it. It's all in your feels, right? And I know that the military has gotten better. I mean, I'm pretty much retired now, so I did 26 years. And from when I came in the late 90s to now, it's night and day. But we still have a way to go to make it better, because there's still people out there. I don't, it's not like Jamie had it perfect, right? If they looked at her arm and saw that she was in a cast, they wouldn't ask her to pick nothing up. But she could be going through hell in her mind, and they would still want her to freaking kick ass at work every day until they knew. And then even after they knew, there's still some people like, yeah, whatever, we still work to do. I'd like to think most people be like, you need time, but there's still those assholes out there that would be like, no, we get to work, that's where we need to get away from. So we've gotten better, but we still have a little ways to go, right?
And I think it's still understanding that we have a job to do, like, even through what I was going through. Right. Yes. And that's what takes so much toll on us, is at the end of the day, we're so big on mission. Got it. But in order to complete that mission, we need to be ready ourselves to be able to complete it and pick up. Let me see how I want to say this. Just support each other. It's
right.
Knowing that, so my coworkers picked up a little bit while I was out, but it was an understanding and like, no problem. Got it. We got you.
Right.
Like,
right. Right. But here's the deal, Brian. If we're jacked up, if the people doing the mission's jacked up physically or mentally, the mission ain't getting done.
Nope.
Or
if it's going to be
done with mistakes.
Half-ass with mistakes, right? So that's why that shit's so important. And I think it's, like I said, they're getting it. I think we've come a long way and doing a lot better. I'm really happy with the progress, but we still have a ways to go.
Well, and the problem is that each person individually handles it different. So while you were able to go back to work and somewhat function and pick up some of the mission, there's others that cannot go back to work
Yep.
and cannot do not a single thing. And therein lies the problem, because people feel like, hey, are you scamming me? Because this other sailor was able to at least show up and, put on the uniform, and now you're saying you're laying in bed, and it's different for everyone.
You mentioned the invisible enemy, where you just don't know. There's so many things that play into it. You never know what someone's going through. Is something I'm definitely continuing to learn.
Right.
Like, I could be happy-go-lucky, but you have no idea what is really going on at home, or friends going through a divorce. Like, why talking to our sailors, being open and honest, and building that trust, not just as sailors, as people, is generally giving up, like, caring about them.
Right.
Like, this isn't just a check on the box. How are you doing? Like, no, how are you actually doing? I know I talk about it openly, and I'll let people know, like, expect things from this time frame for me to be difficult. So I'm not saying cut me slack, but just know that I'm working through it.
Right.
How long did it take you to be able to talk about it openly with others?
Not too long, to be honest with you. So a couple of months. Everybody in my actual chain knew. It was extremely refreshing so Admiral Frank Ketty made it a point to talk to me when I got back from leave, and going to bury my dad, and, like, genuinely caring. So I think that helped a lot. I actually talked at one of our Sailor 360 events, and I just cried in front of a lot of people at our Sailor 360 event, which is pretty decent size.
Yeah.
Back in pre-COVID days, where we can actually gather in groups. And for me, yes, it hurts to talk about it. It is a little bit painful, but at the same time, I would rather me cry in front of people, letting them know, hey, it's fine. Like, you're going to go through stuff. So it didn't take too long. It was definitely a couple of months, maybe 6 months, for me to openly talk about it. And I mentioned her, but my mom being okay, all things considered, was huge for me.
Wow.
Like, her being strong for me, and I know that that's what it was. Mothers are moms, and they do what they do. But she was strong a lot because of me, and that's the reason I was okay. If she wasn't fine, I would have gone home. I would have taken extended time or asked for it. So yeah, definitely not too long.
It always amazes me is that something that would floor or damn near kill someone, another person can take that and turn it into helping other people. And that's what you're doing by speaking out on it.
Yep.
And I think we should go into, what you're doing nowadays, but just the simple fact that you could take that situation and turn it into, let me help you because I've been through it, speaks volumes about you.
Yeah, definitely. Because when you're talking to these people and you're helping these other people out, it's good to know you're speaking from experience, right? Not from theory, not from book knowledge. You speaking it from what you dealt with not that long ago.
I try to make it a point to listen to people. I know I literally have my notes from Big Pond Smith, and him and the Sergeant Major did a talk maybe a month ago on suicide prevention and mental health, and seeing their keynotes, and just learning from people, and learning from everybody, not just, yes, it's senior leadership, but in general, you can learn a lot from people by just talking to them. I think one thing I love about what we do is the diversity, you get people from all walks of life. When I think about them, still one of my first command where I had my best friend was from Georgia, my other friend was from Michigan. Here I am, a kid from Cali. Like, what? I never been to college, but it's pretty cool. Like,
yeah,
definitely.
All walks of life.
Yeah.
So you want to get into your super fan? First of all, did we mention the Raiders?
No, I try to forget. I try to forget.
Did we mention those guys?
No.
So first of all, can you just describe what a super fan is?
So I don't necessarily like the term super fan. It's just it's a way for me to show my fandom. We're known for it. I know in the Raider fan base, we're definitely known for our unique way of expressing our love for our team. So that's what it is to me. Is there's people that have come before me that have done it that I'm learning from, just generally good people. We just had Violator inducted into the Fans Hall of Fame, Gorilla Rillas.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fans that are known for dressing up. So I saw the Davy Jones mask and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. Squid being obviously a little homage to what we do.
Yep.
And then I was like, all right, cool, let me do this. So it definitely started off as just me being a fan of my football team.
Mm-hmm.
And then with life happening, it kind of grew into, oh, I have a purpose behind this now. I can do something. Yes, I'm going to be vocal. I'm still a Raider fan. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm checking the time right now. Like, oh, my game's coming on soon.
We won't keep you.
So, no, don't worry about it. Promise you. I don't need that. Talk about stress. I don't need that stress. But it just grew from there. My first game was in London, actually, when I dressed up. I went to the London Seahawks. So the Raiders game in London. Yep. That didn't go well for us. But then I went back the second year and we beat up on the Bears. That was fun. And it just grew from that. Definitely a passion. I have a full-blown, I know you guys have seen it, so a lot of advocacy with suicide prevention, mental health. I have gotten phone calls from people asking, I've done it a few times where I was asked to talk to somebody down a little bit. And that's a scary feeling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're at least, I appreciate the more advanced heads up, like, hey, you might need to talk this person down. So I called the hotline, the suicide prevention hotline, the 1-800-273-8255. I called them and just told them, hey, I'm fine. I just need to prepare to talk to somebody. How do I, just to get myself in a better place to be ready?
Yeah, I can imagine how scary that is, because you're like, well, I don't know. Like, what am I supposed to say? What if I say the wrong thing?
You got to get your head in the game before you do something like that. That's like life and death, So just so everybody, our listeners know that Brian put on that mask. So it's Davy Jones. Like if you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, that type of mask. And it's really cool. It's real to life. It's really cool. And I've seen you on Facebook, Brian. Like I look at, I've Facebook stalked the hell out of you, right?
We've stalked you.
And
that's fine.
And I see you with the Raider, with the mask on, with the Davy Jones mask on, holding up a sign. It's okay to not to be okay. Like reassuring people just because. Yeah.
Yes. It's okay not to be.
And as a Raiders fan, you get that. You understand because it's, it's the Raiders, right?
Well,
I'm fucking kind of rough. I'll take it. I'll take the legit. It's rough.
No,
but how did you spin that? How did you spin, just your love for the team and then dressing up and going to just support your team to mental health and helping?
So that word was something that stuck out in the post talks from people or the day of. Someone told me that, like, it's fine. And it hit. It just stuck. And I know it's something that you hear with mental health, suicide prevention. And I was like, I don't know. The key word that stuck with me, and I've been using it with that. I have, I think a lot of it is, clearly, I love my team. I'm a huge Raider fan. It's stressful, the move to Vegas, all that good jazz.
Yeah. They got a badass stadium.
I'm not going to get in. I walked in. I sat there like a little kid, just looked up. I literally was frozen. Like I made it.
Yeah.
But for so long for me, remembering my loved ones has been what drives me.
Yeah.
You talk about remembering who you are, and at the core of it, like, we're people. I briefly mentioned it, but my best friend's killing my friend Eddie passed away when I was 16. He was killed in the wrong place at the wrong time. He came into my house the night before he passed away and said, do you want to go out? And I said, no. So those memories, they're stuck with me. And it's something I carry with me. And I clearly wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, I want to remember them and use their memory to fuel just to fuel me in general when I have a rough time, like, well, I'm still here, so I better make the most of it. And my wife, she pushed me to change. I talked a lot about the negative side of it, and I don't. She brought it out that I don't bring them up in a good light as much as I should. It's still painful, and I got that. So that's kind of where it all evolved. Is the here I am. I have a platform. People know who I am, and some people do. I'm going to continue to grow it. Clearly, with work, I don't make it to as much as I would like to, but I mean, it is what it is. We have here in Everett. I mean, the reason I have my place is because there's a Raider bar down the street from me. I knew that before I got here.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Seeking it out, right?
Seeking it out.
Yeah. I know where the Raider bars are. Talking to people, convenience.
So, I spent 5 years in Everett, and what's the name of the Raiders bar? Is that what it's called?
Peebo's.
The Raiders bar? Oh, Heroes.
No, it's called Peebo's.
Oh, Peebo's. Okay.
Peebo's in Everett. We have Peebo's. Okay. There's a place in Buffalo Wild Wings and then there's a place in Tacoma, Tammy's in Tacoma that we go to.
Okay.
Have you reached star status yet? Like when you walk into the stadium, everyone's like, "Oh, there he is, the Squid, the Raider Squid's here."
I mean, I don't think so. I definitely get stopped for pictures and stuff, but it's part of it. It's definitely half of the. I've only been to Vegas once, or I went twice. I went last year, even though we weren't allowed in. But I'm not gonna say star status, but definitely when you wear the amount of stuff that I do, I have you guys have seen it, the trench coat.
Mm-hmm.
I have it's a full blown like gloves. I don't normally drink when I'm in all my gear just because of I don't want to make an ass of myself, and two, I mean it's so hot, and when I put on all the stuff, like I have a little fan, like I try to be cool, but
wow, I didn't think about that being hot and wearing it the whole time.
Yeah, especially like in Vegas. Oh my goodness.
It's definitely talk about. I like the connection that we have with being a Raider fan. Is everyone at the tailgate was here, bro, have water, have food, and they would do that to anybody, not just me. In general, in particular, if you sit there and have a conversation, they don't care who you are, what you do. Like, cool, you're wearing silver and black, we got you. Even if you're not. There was a Dolphins fan that I was there with that I met, and they took care of him. We're gonna give you a little bit of a hard time for wearing opposing colors, but
they didn't whip his ass. They didn't whip his ass.
I mean, playfully joking out. Like, I mean, expected.
Yeah.
But all in good nature. Like it's. So talk about the super fan piece. Hate the team, not the fan.
Right.
And that's something that. So there's a group called Elite Super Fans, where a lot of us try to do that. And I know with the Raiders, we can have a bad stigma for some reason from our past. I don't understand it, because I know if I see it, a lot of us are nipping it, like give each other a haggle or a rough time, but still we're there to have fun.
Right.
Like none of us, not that I know, none of us get paid for this. Like maybe gorillas and when you're up there on that superstar status, but I mean that's through their own hard work, like their dedication to the team. So Raider Squid definitely. It's fun, and seeing kids' reactions to me is hilarious. I have stickers too.
Yeah.
You have stickers?
Yeah. So part of. Let me see, where is it at?
Yep, there it is. Oh yeah, I've seen that on your Facebook.
To me, that's star status. When you got your own sticker.
Get your own damn sticker.
So there's a guy named. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ron. Finish up.
So there's a guy named. We're part of the Bocadillos that makes these drawings, and I was like, well, perfect. Let me make some stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers. I have patches. I probably need to get more, but so mental health. I'd assume you guys have seen it. This is my suicide prevention shirt.
Wow.
It says this, so it's got the lifeline. It's okay not to be okay. Break the stigma.
Yeah.
And then my logo that my cousin designed for me. And then on the back it says, supporting the fighters, honoring the survivors, honoring the fallen, never giving up hope. So kind of a way for me to continue the tribute to my dad and in general, people that we've lost due to mental health, due to a suicide. And
and for everybody, listen, when I talk to Brian, I see a serious dude, right? He's pretty serious, but then he'll go and dress up like Davy Jones and go entertain kids and everybody else at a ball game, so that you have that other side of you too. And then, but you're doing it with a serious topic.
Yeah.
So you're putting a playful spin, which is good because that's relatable to a serious topic. And I know that's not easy. I know it's not easy to dress up all the time and put on that face, and we'll put on the,
especially being so close to it yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think that it helped, and part of what it's almost therapeutic for me. Yeah. I realized that it does help myself with it, that not forgetting about my pain, but when you see a kid's face, and I'm going to get all reactions. I've seen it, and it's hilarious. Kids either love me or they hate me. And
like
then
Santa Claus.
Some kids run away and they're terrified. Like I've seen them scream bloody murder. It's funny. Sorry. But then other kids will like embrace it and come up, and it is fun. And it puts me out of my comfort zone. I'm really not the type, as much as I talk in front of people and stuff, not that open. Like I don't, it forces me to be more open and to be out there and try to do stuff. So, and then I get to hide behind a mask. So it's kind of like I can hide my own, like, oh, this is awkward.
But nobody can see your awkwardness on your face.
Exactly.
Right. You got this, you're sweating your ass off, but you got a mask on.
Oh yeah. I can't see anything.
Right. How busy do you stay with the Raider Squid persona?
I mean, Sundays, depending on if I make it to I try to jump around and go to different bars. Yeah. But it just depends. I mean, last year, it almost is like work, to be honest with you, sometimes. Right. Like,
I can imagine.
I was out there last year, and I was inside taking a break, and they're like, hey, they need you outside. Fuck, okay. Right. It definitely takes I have to prepare for it. Like, I can put on the mask here, that's easy, but going out, it really is a persona. Like, all right, cool. Let me bring him out, I've taken in, talking about him, Squid to on hikes and stuff like that, just for fun.
So you went on hikes with that stuff on?
I mean, I just take it for the picture. I'm not gonna go hiking.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, damn.
No.
Yeah, that was. I could totally see you growing this, Brian, into like speaking to students, at schools and stuff like that. Like really speaking out, and using your platform, like you said, to help other people. Is that kind of where you're going with this?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I've got 13 going on. I got like 7 more to go, maybe, if the Navy lets me. So I'm just starting school, going to some kind of sociology, psychology degree to grow this, to get educated as well. Yeah. But I don't know what the end goal is. I know it's definitely in some form of assistance with mental health in that area, but I'm not opposed to it. That idea has came up, going out and talking to kids, but yes, I know the importance of it in high school. It's because my trauma wasn't in high school. It was more post, is when the age group I'd be looking at. But yeah, I haven't thought that far yet. I still have some time in the Navy, and hopefully pushing towards, I realized I kind of want to go, not even kind of, I want to go command route if I'm lucky enough to do it. Seeing the importance of how much one person can make. He could go from reading an email about a tragedy in the area to stepping outside that office and just interacting with people, and his presence in the room. So I'm talking about CMC Gonzalez, makes the difference in people. Like, it was just uplifting. He was absolutely blessed to have seen and worked with him, to watch him do what he does. And it definitely influenced me. Like, I want to go command. If If it's in the books, great. If not, well, got to make Chief first. We'll figure that part out.
Yeah, he's an amazing person, man. After we talked with him, I was like, well, I'm just the most motivated guy.
He made me want to take on Al Qaeda by myself. Motivated the hell out of me.
Yeah, so working directly for him, with him, and then his wife being phenomenal. Absolutely nothing but love for Christina, and she taught me a lot too. Both of them have. So not just on a Navy leadership piece, just the human being piece. And so definitely if I can go command, I would like to. I kind of care about people just a little bit. Not just being admin, obviously I get to work with a lot of people, but breaking out of my comfort zone and going out and actually talking to them. So I know CMC, or not CMC, McPon mentioned it, said Sergeant Major, the importance of the good mornings, the genuine good mornings. When you say good morning, how are you doing? And they respond with a BS answer or something not okay. Ask about that. Ask about that good morning. I try to make it a point to actually ask, just see how people are doing.
Yeah. Instead of just taking, I'm good, and you move along. What is good? Are you, what's going on? How was your weekend? What'd you do? That sort of stuff.
Oh, I think what you're doing is great, man. It's outside the box thinking that I like. And I think you were thinking outside the box when you did this. You're already a Raiders fan, you couldn't help that, unfortunately. So I'm joking. So, but you put the Davy Jones, connected that to the Navy, and you're just raising people's spirits, man. You don't know how many lives you might have helped. It's all incalculable, right? You can't calculate how many lives you've helped by what you do, but I guarantee you're helping people out by doing that.
And I think putting the information out there was important to me. I sell the shirts for $20, but I just donated, and it's not I just donated $100 to the hotline.
Right.
Because I'm not in this to make any money. It absolutely is not I could be, don't get me wrong, I could use the extra money, but I don't need it. And knowing that my dad taught me to just the importance of working hard and treating people with respect. One big thing that he would do was he would give so in LA you have a lot of vendors selling stuff on the freeway, so oranges, and probably some of the best oranges I've ever had, to be honest with you. But he would give them water, rarely give them money, but he would give them water, or he would give them soda, things like that, and give him back. So it's something that, well, it's what my dad taught me, so let me continue to do it.
That's cool.
Ooh, puppy.
Yeah, she's guest starring, guest appearancing. Yeah, but just speaking about your dad, he seemed like he understood he understood people, and I can see that in you. You understand people and the importance of giving them what they need, not what they necessarily want, or but being there as the ear to hear, or the shoulder to cry on, or just that guy that holds a sign on the side of the road that says, hey, it's okay not to be okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's your dad living through you, and that is something so special, because not a lot of people really have the heart for that.
That's true. Yeah, y'all love people, and that's special, because especially in these days we live in. So where can people reach out to you at? Or do you say you sell t-shirts and donate to the suicide hotline? So what's some resources?
So the easiest one is Facebook, but even that, I deleted Facebook from my phone after watching what is it called? Oh, the show on Netflix, Social Media Dilemma, or something like that, where you look at an amazing documentary, and it shows you how social media can impact us negatively.
Right.
Obviously, it's a great platform, absolutely, but the amount of information that you get because of it at times can be overwhelming. So, not to knock on Facebook, but for my personal mental health, I had to delete Facebook from my phone. I still use it, but deleted it from my phone. So you can definitely find me on Facebook. Instagram is where a lot of the pictures, and I try to make it a point at least Monday through Friday. I'll find quotes, post the quotes. I mean, today it's game day, so you'll see some stuff about the game today. But
What's your
Raider Squid on Facebook.
Instagram name?
Raider Squid. Raider _Squid.
Raider _ Squid. Okay.
And your
Yeah.
Facebook name?
I think you can find me by Raider Squid, to be honest with you. But if not, Brian Leyva. I know.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah.
What
On my
show
thing
notes?
is
We
to
don't do show notes. We'll put it on our Facebook.
That's what I meant when I say show notes.
So we'll put it on
I'm
the show.
trying to be
We
like
don't do show
I'm trying to be cool like everybody else. They all got show notes.
I might try to eventually trademark it, but at the same time, I don't know if I need to. At least I know with the Raider fans, we kind of help each other, and if there's more than one, we try to say something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So as of right now, I'm the only one, the Davy Jones mask. If somebody else wants to, I'm not opposed to it. It just has to be a little bit different. But yeah, Facebook, it's definitely Facebook and Instagram are the two biggest platforms that I use.
And that goes directly to you. So like, let's say if someone did want you to speak to someone, one of their family members, or just wanted to speak to you about their own life, and that would be a good platform to get to you, right? To
Oh, yeah.
message you.
Okay. My phone doesn't go off. I mean, if you call me at 1 a.m, it might take me a second to wake up, but
Yeah, we got
yeah, it get like so I have talked to people. Again, that hotline wasn't just for me, it was also another situation where I had somebody in Tennessee say, hey, what resources are there here? I was like, I don't know. Let me call the hotline. And they gave me resources. So the hotline itself could be yes, great platform to talk yourself down with just general information for mental health, suicide resources.
And for our sailors out there, our military members, what advice would you, we all are dealing with something, maybe not similar, but we all have those heavy things and being away from home. What advice would you give to them, to your service brothers and sisters, about dealing with mental health?
Be open about it. It is uncomfortable as that is, and I know it. I mean, going through it, it's not comfortable to openly talk about it at times, but letting leadership know what's going on. And if you feel like you're not getting the support you need from your direct leadership, I'm not advocating for going around them, which that's the reason there is CMCs, command senior chiefs in billets, talking to them. If you don't have that trust, which I mean, I would hope that you do with your OPOs and your chiefs, but being open about it, understanding things, again, understanding that yes, we have a job to do, and we would hope that people don't joke about it, but if you're having a rough time, say something about it, seek the help, and know that the help is there. It should be judge free, but like you said, there's still people out there that judge it. There's still people out there that think people are using it to skim the system.
Yeah.
But I'm not the one to make that call. I'd rather deal with 5 cases or 10 cases of people saying they're skimming it than miss that one person that actually needed it, and I judge them for it.
Right.
I'm not having that on my conscience. I don't get paid enough to make those decisions.
No, you're damn right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm so definitely being open about it. Just generally like talking to people, actually getting to know your people, know yourself, know your leadership, know what triggers them. Like for me, I mean, I know the time frame.
Right.
So yeah, I think that would be it. Would be just being open about it.
Before we go, I just want to hit something. It made me think about my dad when he died, and he was young. He died of an aneurysm at 43. So I tell you what triggered me was there's this damn country song, man, by Conway Twitty. It's called That's My Job, talking about his daddy. I'd be driving to work and that song would come on the radio. And it was always, because it's an old song, so come on, like I have like an old country station on or whatever. And I'd bawl like a baby the whole way to work. There is, I get it when you say there's a trigger. Because when that song came on, that would trigger. I mean, it triggered me now. I guarantee if I heard that song now, it would affect me a certain way. And it's not that it gets easier. You learn to deal with it, or you teach yourself to deal with it, or you do what you got to do to deal with it to carry on to the next day. It's not that it gets easier. Nothing gets easier. Loss is not easy. But as a human being, you learn how to teach yourself, to train yourself to live with it. You live with it. You don't beat it. Right?
100%.
Yeah.
But like, couldn't agree more. It was a little like piece post thing on Facebook that someone mentioned the old man deals with grief. And he talks exactly about that, understanding that it comes in waves.
Yeah.
And at times, like right when it happens, those waves could come frequently right after another. Like it's a constant. But as time goes on, it'll come in waves. It'll be longer, spread apart, or random things will come up. And
right.
It's fine to be overwhelmed. As weird as that sounds, like take it like when I feel like crying, cool, I'm just gonna sit there, I'm gonna bawl out, I'm gonna cry for a few minutes, take a deep breath and get over it. Like not get over it, but accept that it's part of the process.
Right. Carry on
And
smartly.
everybody's process is different. And I think I know Rick mentioned it earlier, is just because that's mine, that doesn't mean that's everybody else's.
Right.
And that's what makes it difficult.
Right.
Everybody grieves differently. Everybody handles stress in different situations. And that's what makes it so hard. It isn't a cookie cutter. It can't be a cookie cutter thing. You can't just say, boom, this is how you deal with mental health. Can't do it.
Right. We're all unique.
Yeah.
Yep.
And thanks so much for coming on. This just really was something that we needed to hear, I think, because you sharing your story, like we mentioned before, is it's hard for you, but you took a negative, or a very, very bad thing, and you turned it into helping others. And I think that this podcast will get out there to the right people that need to hear it. Yeah,
man, you're a beautiful soul, man, and keep doing what you're doing. Keep charging and keep bucking for Chief. You're going to pick it up, man, and don't stop the fight. Keep going.
I appreciate it. I know this is definitely I don't openly talk too much about Navy because try to be somewhat private, but this was definitely amazing being able to correlate it to us, to the sailors, like to anybody that's listening. But we're going to understand more than anybody what unique challenges we face. So having this platform definitely is amazing. Appreciate what you guys do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So with that, we'll wish you fair winds
and following seas.
Man, that was good, Ryan. I was getting teary-eyed.
You got me in my feels, bro.
Yeah.
You guys have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy your game, okay?
Yeah, appreciate it. Hopefully. Hopefully.